evidently they've been doing their homework. It's going to be heartbreaking to lose it still, but, you know, fair play.
Well, we might not be seeing them on stream today, but we'll certainly be feeling their results as they make shockwaves through Group A. Speaking of shockwaves, this is, I think, this should be the match. This should be the one between the #1 and #2 team in this particular group. And we're going to see an instant execute now coming on through. This is Prodigy walking in. Triple smokes being used. There's the wall, though. They're not playing, they're not playing a Sage. Let's see the wall coming on through. That should have been placed over towards the truck side of the map. Taimu maybe just eating a little bit of damage through from the bait shells. 5 alive on both sides, but very tagged up members over towards Mattistack right now. Just do see a bit of a heal, specifically for Matty. Retake now, the most important member is Niso. He loses the first 1v1 to Rodin. Now the 5 versus 4. Last 4 members now going to start to make their way through, and as the spike does take it down, Jesmond and Taimu now starting to make Prodigy bleed. Even potentially going to be sticking the defuse here as well. Luzzer into the teleporter, and I don't think we got any time here. The wall's going to block everyone out, and this is going to be a failed attack coming through from Prodigy after what was a very quick execute.
Yeah, just getting walled off in a pistol. The value of holding that late there, Nicola really shows. It's so hard to break down. You have to knife it. And then it's very dangerous when you're knifing away and it breaks, your opponents can come on through. And I think most players will just go for, they'll slash it until it's almost broken, take their gun out, shoot it once and move on through. But the time just wasn't on their side, not managing to break on through, having a player, I don't know if that was on purpose by Luzza or accidentally going through the TP. That really just ruined the game for them. On 1-0,
yeah, I think
now the defending side are looking pretty clean.
I think they realized the retake wasn't possible, so Luzza's just trying to make his way out alive and make sure he isn't giving unnecessary money and ultimate challenges over to the other team. Contact play now being made by Prodigy over towards B. They need to quickly overwhelm Niso, but Nicola's on the flank, over towards Elbow, gets 2 already. With Niso down, though, this 2 versus 2 trade favors Prodigy. They will pick up both of those SMGs, both of the mid-tier weapons. Retake is coming on through now. Also note there's a showstopper available now for Rodin. I expect them to perhaps start using this one. Time is trying to make something happen with the Marshal, but 3 players over towards the defensive side. No one's coming in from an off angle. No elbow control. They are being potentially flanked. You see 2 of the members alive here for Prodigy, working their way through there. Now just holding that elbow position. Most important player on this, it's going to be Rodin, who still has long control. Jesmond down as well. I move for 1. Can he get a little bit more? He does. Already got 3 there, and the 1v1. This is going to be hard for Taimu. 70 HP for Lucky, but he's got time on his side. We'll connect the kills. We'll connect through with the anti-eco win. The anti-eco that you think should have been won by Matty. And the Mattistack, they're going to drop this one. They're going to drop all their guns, and they're going to drop the momentum early on.
That's definitely going to be a big problem for them now, giving over that much concession to their opponents. It's a lot of room to work with, and we know Prodigy already are a very solid team. Give them an inch, they will take a mile. And when we look at how things are panning out in terms of the economy after just losing that 1 round, you can see that there's really nothing that they can do over towards Mattistack. They've got to just concede this round. It's classics for the most part that are coming into play.
MVP there going towards Rodin, who is top frag for his team right now. And as is mentioned, major ultimate in play. He's not the only ultimate in the game, but he has got his back turned to what is a 4-man walk-up here coming through from Mattistack. This could be dangerous here, Mitch. If they connect to the right members, they've been spotted early on, and Rodin will take down Taimu. The jig is up now. And over towards Hookah. You've already got a play in position. Luzza will take down 1. He's in maybe a little bit of trouble here, but Neely should keep him up, should keep him alive. At least alive long enough to see that Nicola takes him down. Player advantage still majorly in favor here of Prodigy. And 1 versus 4, definitely not doable. Rodin, once more, he sees the rotation coming through from the 4-man walk-up of Mattistack, and he shuts it down.
All in all, not a terrible round, but considering what they came in with, this is where they need to walk away, though. Over on Mattistack, they've got an operator coming on in. And Nicola and Taimu also very close to getting their ultimates in play. That res would be very, very valuable, especially in a round like this where you've got those guns and you're in danger of allowing your opponents to fly ahead.
So looking at where Taimu is holding with his operator is going to be important. If you're aware of what Taimu can do, if you know his history at all, he is an insane sniper coming through from Overwatch, one of the most prolific hit scan players the game had ever seen. Now the legend himself will be picking up both Marshall in the earlier rounds. He did get that kill.
Deploying drone.
The operator now should be the ideal weapon in his hands. Sova player though, not on a jet where you'd probably expect a sniper would be playing on the jet, but Sova the weapon of choice here. We'll spot out Ryan, but no shot to be fired.
Well, as the round timer ticks on to 1 minute, a very slow approach coming through from Prodigy. They know how important this round is, and evidently giving Taimu the respect, not wanting to run right into that operator and give them the opening duel. Jasmine, the X2G4L player, has heard somebody inside the bathrooms. He knows that there's someone looking to take a shower and he wants to bathe them in grenades, but unfortunately they're not there anymore, bailing on back and giving him that little bit of room to waste off his utility. As Prodigy look to the A-bomb site quite favorably, this is Taimu's time to shine. Those smokes completely blocking him out. Fantastic work. Jasmine's able to find one even through it. Has to be careful now. He looks to close in the distance, gets on top of the wall. Oh, this is so huge. They had no idea this was a possibility. Down goes the blast pack. Niso in with one, and this round is already won. A 5 versus Jerome. The poor guy.
He's in a world of trouble. He's in a world of hurt. That hurt will be delivered soon. He's got full HP, but it'll go down to 0 instantly. Can't even make the 1-for-1 trade happen. It wouldn't have helped him anyway. The res was available, and yeah, I do think the res might even be used this early on simply because you want to keep the money alive, and money's what we're talking about now, because with that extra round on the board, all 5 guns still maintained. Importantly, the operator still in Taimu's hand. Now, repurchase here, Taimu doesn't have to play glass cannon anymore, or at least minor glass cannon. He goes on the light armor, but not the full heavy armor. He should be able to purchase up if he wants to. Important round 1 there. MVP goes to Jasmine in my mind for a 1v1 duel that he wins against Luckett into Showers. If he loses that one and Luckett gets control of Showers, that would be a very difficult round, I believe, for Mattistack.
No more charges left.
Yeah, if Jasmine doesn't get on top of that wall, the round becomes immensely difficult. I think he definitely pulled them across the line, pulling them up by the bootstraps. Looker's the one this time winning the opping duel with Taimu falling. That is a heartbreaking loss for the defending side, particularly because of where he fell. You're not going to be able to get that res up and keep that player alive. Jasmine left to solo hold A. And the problem is, they know he plays towards Showers. They've also already heard the boombot go through. And so with that, they should know that, well, the player's isolated in there. They could look to deal with him or just smoke him off, or indeed wall him with the rotate coming through by Luzza and get that plant down.
Roden's got a very important job here. He's trying to sell the fake onto B by himself, and so far, he's dragged 3 players in towards the general direction. Nicola will make sure that Roden doesn't actually push them through. In fact, hopefully Roden will try, but he'll maybe get a kill here. Spot through the wall, that's all it takes. Nicola, the timing there, awful. Ryan had lurked his way over towards defensive spawn as well. And this time, Jasmine doesn't get any action towards Showers. He finds shots flying his way from short, and it'll be a save now. There's no way that we're going to see Niso go for anything here. 1 versus 5 situation. They had everything going their way in that last round. They come into this round fresh, full 5 weapons. No rebuys necessary for Mattistack. And it's going to be 4 kills, no response.
Well, Niso might be able to find 1 or 2 on the fade out, but he really needs to save this operator. The player's grouping up on B and looking to pressure on long. He's got the TP, goes into it. Not too early, but Reyna will be able to get here in time. He's in a little bit of trouble. In comes Rhyme, looking for him. Waits a moment, goes on through, but a shot by Niso connected. So he does secure himself the operator and a kill to the opposing team, at least guaranteeing that they have to invest a little bit more. You know, one thing I'd love to see in VALORANT, AVRL, is that when you buy up utility, you lose it when you die. That'd be fantastic, because then that impact would be so much greater on Ryan, as he'd have to re-buy up all of his abilities yet again.
Well, I think it would definitely impact. I think maybe it would affect the balance a little bit as well. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to try and, you know, pretend to be a developer here, but I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about in terms of that. But back to the action, there's going to be the walkout coming through from the Mattistack as they try to push up into B ramps. They lose time early. Did get the trade over towards Roden though, so that's something they can be pleased with. No resurrection available here for Luzza. The Wall expended for that 1 versus 1. Shower control being taken now. Also by Prodigy, as it's Matty that has to try and hold on. Here he is being slowly executed upon. The spike is over towards Jesman. I think Jesman gets killed for sure. Jesman finds it even onto the boom bot, and they have confirmed spike on the floor, Mitch.
Yes, they have. Coming back into this one's going to be a little bit difficult. Huge individual plays need to be made, but at least it's Reyna and Jet left alive, the 2 players you can rely on, or that you hope you can, to make those plays work. Unfortunately, on the fade back, the Jet is spotted, and so doing anything is going to be quite difficult. The dart firmly stuck in his mouth.
Yeah. Checking his temperature. That's what it looks like anyway at the moment. As we are going to see, I believe, both these players here, Ryan, and like I wanted to save. We're in early rounds here, so no major attempts to make clutches happen. I say that as they are making a decent amount of noise. I think this is going to be operating drop. Sure, okay, no, never mind. Like I did get the 1 kill, but Timer returns a favor. And Timer will pay it back with interest as well. 3 kills for him. And again, the opening shot that he connected onto Rodin started this train off early. The resurrection expended onto him to maintain control. And a 5v4 situation that ends up being a win. I think Prodigy kind of hurting at least a little bit. Surprised they didn't go for a save. And now that's going to end up costing them a little bit later.
Well, the early rounds at least have been, despite what the history is telling you, which is that this is the first, have been very back and forth. So far, we're seeing 2 in a row and then immediately shut down. I'm liking this. The competitive game that we were hoping to see is coming on through. With Prodigy rocking in towards that B bomb site early on, they have got no control on A, and that's being spotted out. Jesmond is pushed all the way up through the bathrooms, and as he clears out showers outside A, here's the rotate on its way from Sova. Taimu will be there to support the B bomb site when the attack comes through. And this is a very valuable player to have. It looks like, indeed, even Matty is going to follow suit, or it did for seconds.
Deploying drone.
He'll go there. They've confirmed information now. They certainly know it now. They're hearing all the abilities being used. The L drone spotted the entire rotation. Major flank coming through on the back end for Jesman as well, but can he make it in time? We're using all the ultimates now. Bladestorm in play coming through from the Prodigy team, and Niso is up for 2 kills straight off the bat. Jesman on the flank successful as well. Maddie makes it another one. And this round is over. 4 players alive, Mitch. The craziest thing about how these rounds have been going is every single round seems very one-sided no matter who wins. When Mattistack win, they still maintain 4 or 5 players. When Prodigy won, they did the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing, right? So the winning team, the losing team, indeed, I guess, already has money built up from when they were losing rounds, at least. But now, as Prodigy come into a 2-round-in-a-row deficit, they do have to go to pistols. That's the real shame. And in a way, just looking at that scoreboard, Matty's lucky he's got a stack, because he's only got 1 kill.
The trials and tribulation. Well, there you go. He heard you there, Mitch, and he decides to double up for you. Nice headshot to Lucky to start things out with, but unfortunately, Nicola's going to fall by the wayside. What was going on there? I thought Taimu was going to support a little bit more. Taimu started to back out, and Nicola's like, I thought I had a bit more. Taimu now is at least going to be able to trade, but this B side is under heavy siege now. Just Niso by himself, the triple kill player from previously. If you're wondering what he's doing, he's just trying to deny the weapons. He'll at least be able to maybe save the operator if they can win this round. They desperately need Jesman to rotate over as well. Maybe he'll go for the teleporter. We've not actually confirmed that a push is going to happen just yet. It'll be a reset, I believe, from Prodigy as the resurrection comes in. I lied, Mitch. It wasn't the reset. They just wanted the res. Never mind.
Yeah, they're going to go for this B side still. And at this point, the defenders definitely still leave 2 players here. They know that that res went down that side because they know exactly where Rodin died the first time. Now, Prodigy have made some serious progress in this round. They've got a lot of abilities to work around. Rhyme looking for some kills so he can pop up, get his extra health, get his invisibility. But unfortunately, it's not starting out too well. They're denied the bomb plant. Well, Matty seems to just have cost them a little bit of time. What was the plant?
Plant
the
denied.
smokes were gone, and they're still going overly aggressive on that. That was crazy.
Biggest kill of the round for sure now, and Matty and Niso have turned on the heat. Rodin's being burned alive as we stand. No HP. Matty for 4. Look, you must have done something here. You've definitely lit a fire underneath him because he had 1 kill going into this round. and now he's equaled up with Nicola. And I was going to say as well, the trials and tribulations of a support Brim player, well, turns out he can really put up some numbers on the board there. I truly thought that maybe Prodigy were going to reset. The reason why I was very deep into the commitment of saying that is because at that stage in the game, if they go towards A, the only one that's there is Jesman. And you don't have to commit towards B. You can actually res and then still go towards A. Mattistack do not know where the attack is going to come from, and you walked into the only two members that were stacking a site. You walked into the only way that Mattistack could still win that one. A huge round to pick up, though. So we're heading out into number 9, position, and no one's peeking now.
The plan position was so odd. I really don't understand why that was going down towards the CT spawn. The smokes were just about to fade. Couldn't get it down in time. They had control still of Hookah. It was overall extremely odd. Well, the ult immediately expanded here. This is a very aggressive play by Prodigy. Not able to hold a whole lot. Niso still spotting them on the cam. They haven't seen this. All the info to play with now for the defenders as they go back out to retake this, but Looker's still too fast onto the shots, connecting bullet after bullet as Niso returns it and grabs a little bit more information for his team to play around. They could be in trouble, but it doesn't look like Prodigy are even slightly afraid of that. In a 1v4 now, Taimu has all the work to do. And at least he's found one.
Well, that's a big one as well. That was Rhyme who had to use the Empress, so that is going to be a major kill. Is it enough for him to actually get a retake, though? He would need to find some heavy shots soon. He's only got one in the chamber. He'll have to reload. He understands that time is not in his favor. 57 HP is not great as well. A couple of shots that go through the wall here would certainly spell his demise. And he'll be happy to walk away with the operator still into his hands. Nice take from Prodigy there. Perhaps you'd say over-expenditure with the orbital strike towards the back of site onto B, but they wanted to confirm that it was clean. They got that information. They ended up not having to use it for the post plant anyway, so you call it round confirmed. Putting on the board here, staying competitive here, Mitch, 4-5.
Yes, indeedy, making sure that nobody's walking away with a clear lead in this one. And yet again, we see exactly what you were talking about earlier, AVRL, that the round just goes so convincingly to the victor. It was a 1v4, and Taimu did manage to find one kill, but it was fairly insignificant in the end. I've just noticed, that actually, I guess the ping doesn't track properly, because Mattistack apparently have -1 ping, which would be very interesting as to how that works with metaphysics. I have no idea.
They're connected to the Matrix right now. They've got that kind of ping, I believe. As Prodigy will be attempting to make their way in. Unlucky for Timer. The Boombot does spot him. Will flush him out of his position, but will he get challenged? We do need to see Prodigy take a little bit of elbow control there, or at least U-haul control, rather. That's going to be Timer and Jesman. Flushed out of their hidey holes. Big flank from Niccolo, though. If he gets spotted here, he's in a lot of trouble. He needs to be the one that gets the kills here. Now in position to push with the rest of his team. Patience is virtue here, I think. He'll need to be able to connect that onto Lazza. And you have to know that your position's been revealed as well. You got to kill. Matty connects, though. Matty's able to at least trade onto Lazza, but a 2 versus 3 situation. Down to now a 1 versus 3. It doesn't look winnable. Niso's out of here. Operator in hand. We'll be giving that one back to Taimu. Not a heavily won round in terms of what we've seen in the past with 4 alive, 5 alive. Prodigy, I think, will be happy with the 3 that they have now walking into the next round.
No, they definitely will. That's 2 in a row. Even allowing the save of Niso, and it is an operator, so definitely has its value. But they are doing significant damage to that economy, starting to chip away at it, as the defenders had quite a lot stacked up. It puts them now in a position where, should Prodigy win this round, they could potentially force a weaker buy out of their opponents coming into the next, depending on how much they invest here into all that extra utility. Obviously, that's another factor then when it comes through to, you kill for them, but if they didn't use any of their abilities, well, that's 1k plus that they don't need to invest into, and so the actual damage to the economy is very hard to predict round to round from the playing side of it, for us at least. See who's used what? Looker, very lucky that he's on the jet and able to fade back after missing that shot. Otherwise, he'd be in a lot of trouble.
Really would have liked to have seen Rhyme work with Lucker there a little bit. He had Showers control. You're probably wondering why he just decided to run in there. Well, because Lucker had confirmed that all 3 players were playing short, they knew that no one was going to be over towards the shower, and now Niso onto Lazza as well has just made this attack so much more difficult for them. 3 versus 4 situation, healed back up as well. Full HP on everybody that still looks alive. No Sage, no chance to bring anybody back, and as time starts to dwindle down, decisions have to be made. The good news for Prodigy is that Mattistack is back to a full default of 2-2, so he will be able to force a 3v2 to start things out with, but that is only if Matty decides to stay over towards A, and the fact that Jismin's pushed out fairly aggressively over towards Market, they know it's not going to be A, so now we're going to see a full B defense coming on through, and I believe Prodigy. The back of smokes, so they walk in. Rodin certainly walks into Nicola. Unlucky for him, maybe you call that one bad timing. Matty onto Jerome, and this round should be over. Like it can't even plant. We're out of here.
Well, he's going towards that A side. I think he might just about have time to get it down in the corner. His own smoke going to cover him. 6 seconds, definitely enough. The ult comes through, though, and that will stop him. He could have planted in the open, but he would have just been killed immediately. Even going out so far as to try and find that kill, and Matty classicking him to death. That's one way to do it. I think he'd ran out of ammo in his rifle. And either that or that was the largest amount of BM I've ever seen.
I'll tell you what, Mitch, I had full confidence when I said that there was not going to be a plant coming up through. It was going to be quite a long rotation coming in. Yeah, still playing up against Orbital Strike. Matty's still alive. Like Mattistack are just going to be a little bit too clever to allow anything to happen. Final round of the half now. A couple players decently close to ultimates. You see that Nicola, Timer on their side. Just a couple of, as is Rodin on the side of Prodigy. It's been a very competitive half as well, 6 and 5. You'd like to believe that Prodigy will surely make this one a 6 and 6.
The way things have gone so far, that's definitely a strong possibility. It's been back and forth all half, and 6 and 6 would definitely be a nice summary of how things have gone. Looker comes off the angle at just the wrong moment. Taimu happy to allow his teammate to just get baited. I think that was intentional there with a swing on out. Respected for Jesmine. Again, oh my god, the lineup! Niso in with a double, Nickel on another, and with a 3K they seal the fate of Prodigy on 7-5 at the halftime. What a way to close out that round as well, though. That was gorgeous.
And Prodigy now have found it multiple rounds in a row difficulty getting onto the B site. They're walking to a lot of fire, people walking into trap wires, 1-for-1 trades coming through from the operator players, like you said. Laka decides to peek away for just a split second, and instantly as he does that, he's probably shaking his head right now in his room because he knew someone was going to come through, didn't trust his instincts, and got kind of punished for that one heading into second half. That will be 7 and 5, a 2-round lead for Mattistack.
Coming into this half now, there's definitely a little bit of a lead for Mattistack. We've seen them perform, I guess, as we hoped. Maybe not as we expected, shall we say, because we didn't know what to expect. But I'm happy with the fact that they're able to put rounds on the board like this and really give Prodigy a tough time after that very easy first game. We see now as they're on the attacking side.
Now for... Yeah, for Mattistack, because I was going to say they're moving through long, but Luz has got a wall prepared for Hookah. What he doesn't realize is he'll need to pop that wall somewhere else now. It's popped already, it's down. So is the spike on the floor. Jesmin is going to be the one to drop it out of his hands there. Fumble, trying to at least get one back in terms of the kill onto Lucka, but it is a 4v3 situation, and Mattistack will have to find at least one more here. Luz has gone unpunished. He's still full HP, full armor. The wall holding strong. He knows nothing can come from Hookah, at least information-wise. That's great for their team. It's Mattistack. Have to try and recover this, and I think the player that can make the real difference here is Niso, the hero of the 12th round. He's going to need to be hero again. So far unspotted, so far he's unknown. Time it down. This is going awfully. One player left. Niso. Nope, not this time. No magic. Well, Mitch, this is now still just a competitive round. We have the Pistols going the other way now, so both teams that were able to defend on Pistols have managed to come on through fairly strongly, but as a bit of a reminder on our last anti-eco, it was difficult. That was when the winner of the Pistol actually didn't make it through. That was Mattistack, who ended up dropping their anti-eco. Prodigy have the opportunity to collect number 7 for them and even things up 7-7 and the push to coming through. Second now. Opening lair, not going to work out super well. Not going to allow any kills to come on through for Ryan. Doesn't matter though. Space over for Jerome. And not a lot of players there. We have to hope, we have to believe that surely on this anti-eco with the guns available, if Broder can stay alive here, it's going to be quite important for slowing things down. The two flankers, the two defenders can beat, making their way into short. Time will be taken down here for sure. There's no way Timer can survive. Now that there's only one player alive, Niso once more, he can't be the hero that we need. And there it is, Mitch. Anti-eco survived, well, anti-eco collected, and the 7 on the board for Prodigy.
Well, they've managed to tie it up. Well handled as well, and like, I guess really though, allowing that bomb plant to go through, this spike plant I should say, 2 kills, it's not the worst round for Mattistack, considering what they came in with. I didn't really expect that much of them. Had they have found just the 2 kills alone, that would have been an alright round in my books. But now, tied up 7-7, they're getting their own investment through. They're forcing Prodigy to at least eat away at their economy, to the point where Jerome, you just saw him go down to 0 buckaroos. Still yet to buy. I think he might just be sticking with the Ghost for this, so that they're playing this as a bonus round to buy up in the next, potentially.
Yeah, they're definitely putting their hands deep into that bonus jar, because I don't really think they're going to be able to win if they still have pistols into their equipment purchase at this stage of the game. They're going to need to really start to find some early picks, and I think they've also revealed a little bit too much presence over towards Hookah, but look at that. Jasmine will bite anyway. They put that fishing rod, put that line into the water, see if they can catch anybody, and they certainly pick up a Vandal for it. It seems a little bit more workable now. A flank as well. That's going to be the Lurker potentially taken down. That is going to be Matty on the other side. He wins against Ryan. That's pressures. Oh, look at this. He forces Jerome to rotate to A.
Yeah, that rotate's going to have to come in quite quickly, as the attackers are about to blitz on in. You can see Jerome in position with the Ghost we saw earlier on in this. He manages to break down the Sova recon before it actually spots anybody, but they have an inkling on where he is. Taimu sends out his drone. That spots Jerome up close. And actually goes out further to the right side, and I think may have spotted the Rays. It probably did at this point. The swing out, they were ready for Roden, taking him down, putting it into a 3 versus 3 with the bomb planted. This is a good spot to play from now for Mattistack. As they rotate on through, though, on the defensive side, Prodigy look to push this together. Jerome, the second man in on the I was going to say USP, on the Ghost, so that he can at least pick up a weapon if one of his teammates died. Finding a little bit of information, they know that Niso is up close. And the push on into U-Haul, Jerome picks up one, but then they're traded out immediately. Niso with a huge performance, and that should be the round. There's so little time left for Luzza to make this work. He baits out the sound cue, but Niso is just tucked in. He knows that he's covered, as Nicola had the angle, and either way, they couldn't defuse for free. That's 8-7. And a round one up by Mattistack. But you got to remember, as we said, it was just going to be Prodigy in with a bonus buy. They didn't have any weapons. They knew that they were probably going to lose that round. Here's where they can answer back.
Well, that's why I'm surprised, right? I'm surprised they kind of make as much of an aggressive play as they do, trying for the retake. We saw a very slow rotation coming through from the 2B players of Luzza and Lucka. The only 2 people that really had some decent weapons to work with there, especially Luzza, who managed to, again, hook in Jasmine to drop his Vandal over. I would have expected at least him to maybe save that gun into the next round. That would have been the more disciplined, structured thing to do, but they wanted to go for the risk. Props to Jerome for even finding 2 kills with the Ghost in that particular round, but now the 2 heroes on B, the 2 longest surviving members of that previous round, will now be the ones under fire, as this push should be underway fairly quickly now for Mattistack.
They're just grouped up in Hookah, looking to move on forward with 2 and 3 through long. Mattistack need this round. It's the most difficult one they've faced so far, with Prodigy having everything to work with. They early bait out the heal for Nicola by tagging him up on top of the boxes. And now as they look to push on forward, the ultimate comes out. That forces them early, and Jerome is still able to pick up 1 kill. That's the healer taken down. As Nicola falls, there's now no res, no heal to play around, or no possibility of that coming through a little bit later on. Luzza, he's hit up by the molly, but doesn't decide to heal. He only had 4 health taken off him and goes through for the kill to Jasmine. Now's the time to get his health back up to full, as they're going to need it. Gone into the 3 versus 3. He's being attacked by Sova on the ultimate, but luckily not spotted by it. The swing out ready for Matty, but no kill found, and a 2v3 retake. No heals possible for Matty. Oh my! I was going to say they might save, but with Rhyme's frag, they go for this.
They might win this one as well. They got the time to work, but note that there's still an orbital strike available. That's the most important thing here. Matty can stop all of this. Matty can prevent all of this. Time who's in position to get one. He'll get two, maybe. He won't need to, though. Ryan, he's run out of time. Ryan can't go for this. If he tries to defuse, the ultimate will come through, and that's going to be it. That will be the round over for sure. How has Ryan even survived? 1 HP, can you believe it? It won't matter. He'll die to the bomb explosion. And that is going to be Mattistack surviving. It was tough for them. They walked on through. It seemed like they received a lot of pressure. Remember, the opening orbital strike coming through from Jerome on the defense forced Mattistack to instantly try and rotate, and Nicola cops the dust on that one. He eats the dirt straight away. He even found an opening dink from one of the B-side players. He's brought down to 10 HP, healed back to 100, taken down by the orbital strike. And that was a 4v5 that was very difficult for Mattistack to try and work with, and they somehow managed to bring us into now this next round where it is going to be Prodigy onto the Eco.
Go get him.
And again, damage is being done on these kind of rounds with the pistols, but really you're expecting 2 kills at most. Being on the defensive side as well, it's much harder to make it work because it's not like you can just rush into a site, right? Those attackers can actually just isolate you one at a time. You see Roden taken down by the shock darts, but Losa might have an opportunity. The bait is there on the site potentially, because Brimstone was on the rotate, but he didn't get there on time. Jerome peeking into 3. The stim beacon, not going to do too much though when you've got a ghost, really. It's more for the automatic weapons, but the one taps are perfect there. 2 frags, I think this has already been a good round.
And Ryan's managed to pick up a rifle as well, so does he go for this one? Does he believe in the 1v3? If he does, I'll tell you what, he'll use the Empress now. He'll ult for this if he thinks he can actually win. If he doesn't ult and he tries for it, that's a throw. That's my assessment on this one particular situation. Maybe he's looking for an opening pick to make the go button happen, the green light perhaps. If he finds 1 kill, he probably ult straight away, or rather he should ult straight away. But I think what's actually going to happen is he'll walk into this one, 3 players on him, he'll get taken down for sure, and that's Nicola collecting that kill. As Ryan doesn't even know where to look, doesn't know what to do in that situation. Again, if you want to go for this one, please ult, otherwise stay out.
Yeah, I think the problem is as well, when we say if he finds the first kill, that is definitely the time you want to have your ultimate then activated, but I think it's 1.6 seconds that it takes for it to activate. It takes you 1.6 seconds from the second you press X or whatever your ultimate button is bound to the time that you can shoot again. And at that point, and you're vulnerable the whole time. So that's obviously going to cause some issues. So I think really he had to pop it going in, but I 100% agree with you. Not popping that in a 1v3 when you're going to go for it anyways seems a little bit reckless. I'd rather just commit to it and see if it works out.
Smoke's down.
Yeah, I think there is a possibility. We've seen Rain as clutch up before. He's the kind of player, or rather he's on the kind of character here that can really make those kind of plays happen. And as we kind of say that, when he decides to just run into 4 people, and Matty will shut him down almost immediately, so not finding any value this time around. Niso as well is just going to make the situation very difficult now for Prodigy to try and retake. They have a resurrection available, but how do they find a body? They can't get to any of these bodies on the floor. The showstopper available as well, but you can use it to clear out an angle. You can use it to maybe get yourself 1 kill. If you're lucky, 2. Most likely use that one either into showers or to you, or these would be how you could possibly try and play this round. Timer will go on the hunt by himself for now. But as you can start to see on the minimap, where players are holding, Prodigy are going to hide all the way over towards B. The big question now is, Mitch, how much do Mattistack want to go for this one? They are moving everybody now into position to play and challenge, and the first player they want is going to be Lucker, and they confirmed his location.
He almost got caught on the edge of that wall as well in the fade back. That could have been... Well, he did get caught, but he almost got killed. The pre-fire, he heard the steps, he took the shot just a millisecond too early. Not doing the damage that they really needed. The fact is, at this point for Mattistack, their money is stacked, not just their Matties. And also, he had that uptick of performance. You know, he was 1 for 5 on kills, and then all of a sudden he was up to, was it 7 within 2 rounds? Pretty impressive stuff.
Well, he went from 1 to 5 in a single round. That was the one where he got the 4-piece. And now Mattistack have got the 11 onto the board versus just a 7. It's a 4-gap difference. There you go. That talent's going to integrate the number 4 into that play. Now Lucker on that angle. He'll surely spot 1. Recon Bolt is going to tag him for now. I don't think he'll die off this one. Taimu isn't sniping, so there's no way that Taimu's going to find a shot over. Rhyme is super aggressive here. If Mattistack decide to disrespect and push through the smoke, I think that would have been a difficult spot for Rhyme to really make anything happen.
Deleted.
So, okay, great. That's going to be the opening now. We've got to go execute in. Prime has to do it all. Prime has to get this kill for sure. If he doesn't get a kill, this defense is going to be blown wide open. Rodin doesn't get anything, doesn't realize that Jesman could even be on the boxes. And Jesman's not going to make the same mistake, is he? Because Ryan goes down. 2 versus 4 situation. Resurrection available for both teams here. And Prodigy once more, they're in a position where they got to find a body. If they don't get a body, there's no res. If they res, they'll get swung on as well. Look at the positioning on the minimap. You have here, specifically, Nicola's in position to swing on this one. 1 for 1. And Luzzer has to do it all, and he won't.
I mean, this is pretty much the final nail in the coffin, really, isn't it? You're looking towards the defensive side, their money's already struggling. Getting at those phantoms means, for the most part, not even having full armor, certainly, and in some cases, armor at all. If you look at Rodin, he can't afford a single thing alongside it. That is worrying, for sure. Maybe if you see someone like Ryan taking out a Phantom or a Vandal, I think that's one of the instances where I'm not actually too worried. One of the real benefits of Reyna is that you can actually get your own armor if you get a kill. But yeah, this is a shoddy buy for the final round, man. Look at that. You've even got a bookie coming through.
Return to dust.
I'm sure even a shotgun fanatic like you are, Mitch,
You will not
probably doesn't
kill
feel
my
good about
ally.
that situation. Felt pretty decent on getting killed time, and with the resurrection coming on through, that's not going to work out in their favor. Luzzer as well, he wishes he hit the shot onto Jesman. Punished for that one. Look, I'm sure Lucka can maybe try and get something done, but he needs to get into the face of somebody. That's a face ripped right off. Nicholas, collect the gun. Needs to kill Timu, who responds with a ghost. So even when you start to think that maybe Prodigy can get something on this particular defense, if he gets that kill, I think Lucka could be the one to save the day. Still has the blade still available, his ultimate in there, but the 2 versus 4 situation. First target could be Timu, who's low, and he's taken down. Reyna can do this. We've seen Reyna play very good situations, but we've also seen Ryan unfortunately get punished heavily. He knows somebody is at least back sight. 32 HP down to 0, and a 13-7 win coming through from Mattistack. Wasn't super clean. They did lose some rounds we thought maybe, possibly could have